More mayhem incoming, and here we are again, Title Tuesday. It's that time of the week to play a bit of chess and just see how it goes. So let's try and have a good start, shall we? And I'm playing an NM in the first round. And what am I going to do? I haven't played the Jabava London for a while, so let's throw that on the board. Nice safe way to start off. We'll see if my opponent Yaroslav knows what to do. Standard start here, and this is a good response. Now you can go bishop d3, but knight e2 is another way you can play. I think Magnus played this once, just trying to avoid doubling the pawns, and you're trying to win this dark square bishop basically and take back with a knight. Black should probably castle there. This move I'm not so sure about. Maybe it's okay, but I'm going to probably get this dark square bishop. Yes, my opponent does double my pawns. Now, do I take the knights off? I think so. And what's this position going to look like here? So structurally, I'm worse, but I do have this dark square bishop. Interesting. Now, I think I should probably take here, give myself the Irish pawns. And I'm really tempted to try and stop my opponent castling here. And if he takes, can I play something crazy like king? Well, I don't know, it's a bit mental, isn't it? Queen d4, he will castle. And then queen b4. That looks more sensible. Let's keep it sensible for this first game. And I am pawn up. It's not great pawns, but it is a pawn. And my opponent now forcing the exchange of queens. An interesting position. Now, I'll play here. I want to stop this bishop coming out. And I want to continue my development. But my opponent can now play a6. And then I've got to decide where my bishop goes. It feels better in the center. I don't really want to put it over here. So a6, bishop d3. Bishop d7, and I'm hoping I always have this square. Funny position, those three pawns, they could be very bad, definitely. Now do I flick this one in first? Let's do that, because my opponent's knight, if it comes back in the center, it gets in the way of a rook attacking the pawn. If it comes here, maybe I can just take and plonk my bishop on one of these squares. I mean, I feel it should be a little bit better for me, right? Because I have that dark square bishop more than anything else. So I'm going to get rid of that knight. I don't think I can let that survive. And now keep the king in the center for the ending. Got to decide where I put this guy now. Do I come here or here? I'm thinking actually this way might be better because I keep control of the open file. And my opponent comes and attacks a pawn. Very logical. And I'm hoping now I can take over the open file. No point giving this pawn away for free. So let's do that. And try to force his bishop to a bad square. And again, a little bit better for me. I've got the open file. So if he goes bishop here, okay. Oh, I can't take that. That was maybe a little bit silly going there because I've given him a very nice tempo. Now, maybe I should just be giving this pawn up because I have the check. It's quite hard to make progress here, isn't it? He's going to come in here. And how do I make progress? Because I can't get to this pawn. Okay, I'm going to go g4 just because I'm going to try and keep those where they are. And now I'm going to have to move a bit quicker, being under a minute, and you know how slow I am. Still think I'm a little bit better because I've got the active rook and my bishop is quite useful. But it's not much at all, especially if my opponent can come into d3, which I think he's going to do now. So going to have to try and make some use of this, but maybe just rook c6 is going to swap the rooks off, and then it's just a draw. I mean, without the rooks, I can't see anything. Bishop here, check. King here. Rook here looks good, yeah? Rook c6. Get rid of the rooks. If I go rook d5, maybe I can try that. So my opponent... I don't know if the bishop is good or bad. I have to keep the rooks on if I want to try and win. It's the only option. Now, if he comes here, I can come to d8. I couldn't go there before because of rook b6 and king takes rook. So, we're trying to make some progress. A little bit of space over here. I've now tried to put his pawns on dart squares, but he can always, and probably should, play g6. So I'm going to try to stop g6. Again, I want to commit his pawns to dart squares, because we do have a dart square bishop. Now I'm trying to get him in zugzwang. He's found the right move again. How do I make any progress here at all? What else can I do? Does this help me? I don't think so. We can see his plan. Can't see any way of getting through here, guys. I mean, my king's going the wrong way, isn't it? Very frustrating. Obviously, he's offering me a draw here, which I might well have to take. Okay, the last thing I can try is to exchange rooks, but this one, he just takes that one and try, but my king can't get in. This is the problem. This is my last try, and he just stops that, and it is a draw. Okay, well, he defended well. There's no port. No, okay, so it's a bit annoying, a bit frustrating to draw, obviously, but what can we do? No, nothing to be done there. Is he really trying to win here? I don't see what he's trying to do. I mean, yeah. Okay, well, yeah, I probably had some chances, but I got my rook. I actually made a mistake, I think, just of allowing it. I didn't really need to give this pawn. Maybe I should put my king on c1 before I take over the d file. That would have been a lot better. The way I played it, not the best. My opponent played pretty well, though, as you can see. I mean, 20, that's why you can't take anyone for granted. 2300, and they play at 2900 strength. So, and look, there was really no misses, just some small mistakes there. And it says I'm doing best around here. It doesn't like bishop b5. It wants me to put my bishop into d6 immediately. Maybe that was a better way of playing. And then later on, I'm doing well again, actually, around here. But maybe the computer doesn't understand how drawish opposite colour bishop endings are, because I can't see any way I can do anything here. So maybe I should get my rook out here and try to get it around this way. Maybe that's my last chance. Because, yeah, that's what I should be doing. So, because as soon as he found the idea of just moving his rook backwards and forwards, I can't do this plan anymore. Maybe this, so this is maybe my last chance to apply some pressure. If I go something like rook here, he goes here, and then maybe I can come over here. I don't really see how I'm going to win this still. I'm thinking this one, try to tie his rook down here and bring the bishop over here. But even then, I have to admit, it still looks like a draw. So, bit of a boring start, right? Well, I think we're going to have to sack some pawns after that very calm encounter. That was far too calm. Nice, nice gradual game, but you know, far too calm, wasn't it? Far too calm. I mean, you often get quite calm positions in the Jabava London, so I thought I'd try mixing up my openings again today a little bit. Where I think go back to playing something a bit sharper. The Jabava London can be reasonably sharp, but it's not as sharp as normal D4 lines, in my opinion. More normal D4 lines are a lot sharper. So yeah, I mean, I saw someone. It was quite a funny comment in my last video. I did a bit of game analysis of one of my games in the British Championships, which you can see, and I had someone in the chat moaning that you've done a course on the Reti. Why don't you play the Reti? And I think I mentioned that I've done a course on about 10 different openings, which I play at various stages because it's great to have many different openings nowadays. But you can't play. I can't keep everyone happy. Let's imagine I played the Reti. Someone got the Jabava London course. They'd be like, "Why aren't you playing any games in Jabava London?" And it's like, you know, you can't do everything at once. Funnily enough, in this world. Room of another game. And we need to do better in this one. Let's hopefully have a sharper game. I played the Dragon most of the time last week, so I think I'm going to go for the French defence today. I haven't played the French for a while. Now this is a very calm way of playing against the French, which I quite enjoy facing because I get a reversed English opening, and I like the English opening. And after I play e5, it's a Botvinnik English reversed, which is one of my favourite openings as white. So I'm happy to get this. And the standard plan in these positions is to play f5. And if you get a chance, f4. So white should definitely take this pawn now. Because if I can play f4, I've got g5 coming. And my position is very pleasant then. So after taking, I've got a choice. What do I capture with? If I take with a pawn, knight h4 is a good option, and I can get attacked over here. So after taking here, maybe I just take with a bishop, move my queen up, and I've opened up the f-file. So I feel this is a mistake, but he's trying to break with this move. So if I go here, takes, well, I mean, this is an interesting try. Oh, he's done this first, because otherwise I would have taken and won a pawn, but I'm very happy here because I feel I'm going to have some kind of initiative on the king side at some point here. Maybe I'm being a bit optimistic, but do I take this knight? And then I could play this move. Really want to get this f3 move in. Let's just take it because I want to block the rook up. And let's just play here for now. Trying to go g4 and f3. If he goes e5, I can go d5. And if he goes d5, he has a hole here which I can move into. So even though he's got two central pawns, they don't look great. I prefer my kingside majority. So I will play this move. And I can either sack this pawn. I'm worried about him taking this light square bishop. I prefer to keep it if I can. Is it even time to just attack? Should we go for that? Let's do it. Let's attack. So the big threat is f3. And if he plays f3, I can go g3 and try to attack like that. I'd love to get my knight over here as well. Maybe get the queen into the game. Structurally, my opponent is better here because he has this pawn. Protected past pawn. But I've got these chances on the king side, and it's always nice to have chances. So I think I'm going to play this move because it just looks a bit dangerous for his king now. Now, if he goes here h3, I do want to play here, but after knight takes, he's going to try to bring his knight here. Then I have bishop f5. So I think he should maybe get rid of my light square bishop now, and then play h3 to try to block it up. But these pawns are very useful because, as well as attacking, this is possible, but I assumed it was dangerous. So he's got a simple idea of just winning the pawn. Okay. Which I can't do much about. So I did miss this. Knight f5, he takes it and takes here. So can I... So I fucked up here a bit. Oh, it's not being another one of those Tiled Tuesdays, is it? Okay, I have to get rid of this knight. And you should always know, players from China, underrated. Okay, now I really want to get a rook over. So I'm going to go here to try and swing a rook over. I mean, it still actually looks okay for me, except I'm missing everything today. How did I miss that move? I'm gonna go. Yeah, this is not a good start. Okay. Still maybe a bit messy, but not after f4. That was a terrible move I played, because now he's got a blockade on the g file. So playing very badly at the moment. Okay, well, let's try to swing the pieces over and try to create something, but this is bad play from me. Queen here, and this pawn is weak. He's just playing sensible moves. Well, not good, this. Not flipping good. Bishop comes in. I don't like it at all. I mean, let's put a rook over here, trying to get the bishop around, but doing simple blunders at the moment, pissing me off. Okay, well, I have to try and mix it up with this move. I don't like it because his centre is clearly too strong, but I have to try and somehow get rid of the defenders of his king and just go all in over there. Don't believe it. I've got bishop f8. I've got the rook coming over, so this is the only way I can create some issues here. Okay, let's move that one. Now, does he want to come here, which is probably good. I will take it. Have to complicate. He comes in. Okay, so queen over here, bishop h3. My queen is trapped. Doesn't get much better. This one is bad. This doesn't really help me because my bishop is bad. It's not looking good, is it? King here. Something very smelly about this move. Don't like it. I'm not even threatening bishop here because the rook comes in. Have to try and get rid of this bishop. No choice here. Again, he's playing bloody good moves. It's the thing, players can play well. What can you do? Okay, have to try and get rid of this one. This has been the problem piece throughout, right? This bishop. Have to try somehow get rid of it. But now he's here, he comes back. Threatening mate. Fuck. Ah, oh, fucking rook in the way. Oh dear, to see that time ticking and start to panic. This is a good Tuesday, isn't it? That's what happens when you don't look at any chess in the week. Let me just have a look at that game in a second. I just need to close the door here. Oh, it can only get better. Well, I mean, maybe even just one move from the end. I'm doing okay somehow. But I didn't see this check. See, I'm missing so much today. Some days you just have blind days, I think, and I don't know why that is. The brain, I don't know. It could be many excuses, couldn't there? It's bloody hot in here. Us gingers, we burn in the sun. We're like vampires. You've seen South Park, right? But of course, Queen A6 is just winning here. Fucking hell! I was looking for a way in. I couldn't see it. And obviously this is just game over, and should be enough time to find that move. Well, we are adequately warmed up now, I think. But that was a terrible game. That was a terrible game. Blundering in the middle game, and yeah, things went very badly wrong. It started to go wrong actually around here, so I wonder the best way of playing this. Maybe g5 was a little bit over the top, 'cause that g5 you know, pushing this all the way here didn't work, did it? So, I mean, I like my position there a lot, but you got to obviously be careful. And then I just played terribly later on. Get all the blunders out of the way early. We could still get 9.5. It's unlikely, but you know, a little bit of faith. So what should I do instead of G5? And the computer confirms my position is quite good. Knight C6, come this way and force one of these pawns to move. Again, very logical move. Go Knight C6, and if he goes here, you come into a great square. That makes a lot of sense here. Yeah, of course. Of course. Right, well, let's see if we can do better. You know, with the next rounds, we can't do any worse, can we? Surely, yeah, I can, and I have done before. Now, who is playing? I saw Magnus is in the mix this week. Is he still playing? Are we going to get a bit of Magnus? No, come on, hurry up with the next game. He's on 2 out of 2. Surprise, surprise, with the big names. And we must win this one. Come on, we've got to. So let's go back to playing some sharper D4 stuff, which is really my favourite kind of thing. I mean, I think D4 is more tactical than E4, because when you play E4, there's more drawish lines. Oh no, don't play something I don't know. I'm just going to play here because, you know, hopefully he goes here, then I can go here. He goes here, then I go here. He goes here, I go here. Didn't happen. Okay, now maybe it's some compensation. That pawn looks all right. I can play it like with F3. I want to gambit. I want to give up some pawns now. I've got angry. I've got mad. So I want to play Knight C3, F3, and just try to bring the pieces out quickly. Rely on my nice centre to give me an all right position. So okay, he can take there if he wants. He wants to get rid of his double pawns. And I'll play this F3 move. Keep it like a gambit. And I could have gone Bishop G5 as well, but this looks interesting. But he's also going to get castled pretty quickly here, which is a bit annoying when you gambit and they castle. So, okay, well, I have to develop. Now this check, he goes here. Does it help me? Don't know. I don't know. Check, castles, takes, knight takes. Suppose we could do that. It's developing with speed, so let's do it. Now, bishop here, I could also move my bishop back. Okay, well, let's castle. We need quick development. And now he might try this kind of stuff, so we don't have to go completely mental. We can still stop his expanding. We've got a bit more space. And now he wants to get this bishop in, so is it time to take here? And I really want to pin this guy. But this bishop coming over here is quite annoying, I feel. So bishop here, knight e4. Looks very messy, and that's what we need. So let's try this one. And if bishop here, knight e4, right? If he takes here, well, I can take with a pawn, which is, again, not ideal. But maybe I can give up the exchange somehow, because we're starting to get a bit of oomph against this guy. So knight e4, I think, is the main idea. Okay, so trying to break the pin. Now, takes, knight here. One way to play. And just bringing it... Okay, I'm not going to think. Going to bring it back because I'm lazy. Maybe there's something with that one that was working. Now he's got the option of playing g5 if he needs it. So let's keep going. And if he plays g5, maybe we'll have to sacrifice somehow. Can we sacrifice like that? Bloody hell, that looks... Okay, he doesn't want any of it. He doesn't care. Now this is the move I wanted to play. And I think I'm going to play it because it looks a bit more freer. Yeah, we give up more material, but we do have some useful pressure, surely. So I think we need to bring this rook in. And somehow we've got to get rid of this guy. D6, is that ever helping? Not sure. I think G5 I'm not worried about because his king is a little bit weakened. Okay, so now I can go here, and try to come in. Now he can't take here with a queen because of this one. Okay, so he's got this check. I'll just step out the way. If he takes here, I've got queen takes still. Now he might be able to take there now. Well, we have to bring the bishop. Well, I mean, we could take this one. Is he going to take here? Okay, I mean, doesn't look like I've got enough now. Doesn't look like I've got enough. We're punting, boys and girls. And he's desperately trying to get the queens off, which would be tough. What else can I do? This is the last thing I can try, d6. But he can go rook here. He's playing all the correct moves. This is my only possibility that I can see, this move. And now this seems to be a mistake. Okay, now bishop takes check. Let's get that pawn. We can have another opposite colour bishop position. Because if he comes back, well, I can push the pawn. This is... My bishops are very strong here, much better than his rook. My d pawn is very good. So he's come over here, but this looks a bit funny to me. Now we could go here. We really want this move to work. So this pawn is on pre. So we have to push. Okay, now he's gone for this. So he figures he's drawing this position. Takes, takes. Well, we can make him work for the draw here, surely. If he takes, I can try to get my pawn to a6 and defend it with my bishop. And hopefully we've got some chances to win this. Not much. I've got to keep the rooks on, and I've got to get my king in the game. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Okay, so I have to try and come this way. Bloody time. So I think I'm picking up another pawn now. Whoa, I'm so slow. We've got him tied down as well. The pawns are dropping. Everything is dropping with him. Well, we needed that win, right? I mean, I was definitely worse at one stage, but we kept the pressure up. And it does show you that even when you're material down, you can keep the pressure up, right? By just pressurizing. What a statement is that? Even when you're would I say queen down? I've lost the plot. let's have a little look. God, the brain is so slow today. Slow brain day. Slow today. And funnily enough, it's kind of always alright. And we played the ending, I think, pretty okay there. It was alright from this moment onwards. So this was where it started to get better. So it was a little bit of a dodgy opening idea. I mean, around about here, I'm in serious trouble. But he rushed a little bit to get the queens off. And when the queens came off, yeah, it certainly wasn't that. He played rook d6, brilliant move. Really? I thought that was a bad move. His mistake came at this moment. So let's go there and see what he should have played. But it was actually a lot closer game than could have been, right? I mean, I thought I was just losing horribly, actually, but I don't know if I ever was that bad. And what does he play here? And the move that the computer gives is not an easy move to find, right? Playing this move and giving up a pawn to actually try and activate the rooks, but that looks very dangerous with his pawn coming through. So I don't think many humans could find this move. And most other moves, well, he allows this. I think bishop f6 is good. He gives up another pawn, so it's, you know, materialistically getting close to equality there, but he gets rid of my two bishops. Because actually, after what happened, well, this is now, if anyone's better, it's certainly me, right? As the computer says. And I thought he should keep the. I thought this would only be worse for my opponent, and he lost the ending. I thought he should try keeping this on. How do I win now? I mean, the computer gives some lines, but none of it's that. I don't know. It doesn't look, because if I ever play pawn on, he takes my bishop. So how do I avoid that? I was thinking maybe I could go here, but then he might even go rook takes d6 in some lines. For example, this could be a blunder. Is it a blunder? Let's just check this line. Here, 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 I was thinking. But this is the only move which saves it, where I counter-attack the rook. Okay, so I am doing all right there. Still, not easy. And if we win the next one, we're on 2.5 out of 4 at the first break. So we're still on course for our 9.5. It's one of those days where the engine it needs a little bit of oil, and it needs to get into gear. So we're going to stick with the French because I mean, even though it went wrong in that last game, I did get quite a good opening. I can't blame it on that. So now this is the Tarish variation of the French, which I quite like. You get some. I quite like it in blitz. In long play, I find it a lot harder to play because you're really in this position going for tactics over positional play, because positionally this is quite a stinky pawn. It's a backwards pawn. If you move it, it can get exchanged, and you get this pawn's a little bit dodge. And I wish I knew what I was doing in this position. Can we go knight here? This is the normal idea, to set up these kind of ideas and maybe bring the knight here. And also this square is quite bad, but I have active pieces. Rook, bishop, queen. Knight may be coming in. Okay, now what? Now I'm really tempted to sacrifice this. Should we do it? Yeah, let's do it. Sod it. And it's more of a positional sacrifice where I'm going to try and play against my opponent's weak pawns. So I want the rook coming over. I want the knight coming in. I mean, I'm 2 points down, but we don't care about those pawns, do we? So this is a key idea. Maybe followed up with a knight coming into f4. You often get this kind of sacrifice position, but with an extra pawn for black. Like sometimes you can grab this one. Yeah, this makes sense. Now if I go here, he might sacrifice. h6, he comes here. Knight f4 seems alright. Let's do it. If he goes here, I can also think about taking. But I don't see a good follow-up there. So after this, I'm going to have to swap everything on f4. And it just feels like I'm going to have always a bit of compensation against these pawns with my rook coming over. This pawn can also be quite weak. So he's got a lot of weak pawns, and I think this is probably quite a clever sacrifice. Did I just say I've done something clever? Don't hold your breath. Do not hold your breath. Normally doesn't last for long. And now I can get that one back. Why don't we do that? Now we can level the material. Why not? It's very kind of him. I've had this kind of position before where you can now start really targeting pawns like that, or bring your queen more central, go for e5, go for the king. I think I'm going to go for that. I like this move because I want to bring my queen to this square if I can, and I love the move e5 takes, knight takes, attacks the queen and the bishop. So this move frees up my pieces. We've also got knight e7. Could be a nice useful tempo on the bishop. Opens up my bishop, and things are looking lovely. I'm threatening e4. Takes the bishop. So this is looking really nice. But I've had nice positions before that have gone horribly wrong. Now, is there a blow here? I can't see a blow. Here in e4. Let's put the bishop there anyway. It looks like a nice square. And let's have a sip of the CBD. This position's not that bad though, is it? Bishop h5, good move. Always annoying when they play these good moves. I kind of want to play e4, but I'm now thinking, why am I getting rid of his double pawns? That seems a bit stupid. But I am generally a bit stupid. So, okay, I want to keep going forwards. We don't care about pawns. Double pawns. Why am I looking at pawns? Let's just try to checkmate him. Gives my bishop a square if he takes. And we can keep coming into his position then. Right, let's take with the bishop. Now f3. Where do we go? Now, do I want to keep this bishop or not? I don't even know. Let's keep it. If I go there, I think bishop g4, which he plays anyway, because he wants to get rid of the queens. Which is quite annoying, actually. Okay, can I go here and play? I'm going to have to play another ending. How do I get to an ending? It's done well to get to an ending. What I want to do, I want to swap everything off, go bishop f7 and go into the ending. And again, I'm trying to say that his pawns are weaker than mine. But I don't know if that's true. Knight here, and he's even got f7 coming in. Fucking this up. Okay, let's stop his knight having that square, but he's got this square. Again, not very good moves for me at all today. Okay. And now he's getting rid of his pawns. Okay, let's gamble with this. Could have gone rook d7 and played that. So he's gone all the way back. But was that wise of him or not? I don't know. Am I making any pro? Okay, now here to try and trap his rook on. This is a big threat. His rook is trapped, right? Where's his rook going? Unbelievable. His rook's just got trapped in the king side. So, well, I mean, I got a very nice position there, but I didn't do the best moves. But let's have a little look. We're on 2.5, so we've won 2 games in a row. After that atrocious start, we've come a little bit back. And actually, look at that. That is quite class. You can see the warm-up is now well and truly done. And I could have done something better, but I'm still happy with that game. I was never worse. I just allowed him to get equality again at some point. Let's just see around here. E5. Yeah, this felt great, didn't it? When I got E5 in, it felt really good for me. So, how did I fuck it up after E5? How did I mess it up after E5? Come on, you stupid computer. Tell me. So, this is a good move, yeah. Only move. And now I should just take here. Keep the position open. That makes more sense. Because if he goes knight takes, I can bring my knight to E5. Yeah, I want this move, don't I? So, rather than trying to play here, take here, for goodness sake, Simon. And look at this beautiful square. I mean, I've got other moves, well, even better moves, this one. But just in principle, this would be a nice idea. Even if you miss a tactic, if you get the right positional ideas, you can't go wrong. So bishop f5. Now we start to equalise around here. This was also not great. I should have brought the bishop back. That's a weird move, but okay. And then I can get the rook to the e-file. Alright, but still, good game there. So we're back now. We're on 2.5. We're still on course for 9.5. The next 4 games are key. We've done the first 4. Remember, 4 games. I'll call that the opening. The next 4 games, the middle game, they're the key ones, which I don't always do well in. And then the ending is the last 3 games. So let's try to have a good middle game. Just going to pause the video. You won't notice because I have a break now. And I can go and check on Cat. Okay, here we go. We want a good 4 out of 4. And I think it's time to roll out the birds again. And the new, well, I say my new course. It's not really my new course. It's Ravens, Grandmaster Ravens course on the birds is now out at Chessable. So you can buy it there. Really interesting course. I would say that, wouldn't I? But it honestly is very interesting. Now, just wondering the best way of playing this. And I think I'm just going to double those pawns. Keep it quite simple. And I'm going to plonk the bishop here so I don't get any tactics against my bishop on b2. And the good thing about the birds, and, you know, I will tell you the pros and cons of, you know, all the openings, because all openings have pros and cons. The birds, and let me just work out what I'm going to do if he plays that. Can I play here? Looks like fun. So okay, let's try that one. The pros and cons of the birds. Well, the pros are there's hardly any theory on it, and this course that Raven has created, it's a brilliant course. You know, it really is. Very, very interesting, and you're not worse than any lines. There are some lines where you're equal, but you really challenging black in from move 1 in non-theoretical lines. So you're getting an advantage over your opponent because he won't know what to do. You know, even like the Jabava London nowadays, it's well analysed. You know, there's a lot of theory on it, and the advantage of playing these sort of sidelines, you know, now the Jabava London's more theoretical than the birds, is that you get these interesting positions. So it's certainly something I don't know. I think more people should consider playing, especially if you like the Dutch. Okay, enough talk. Now, how are we playing this? Now, c4 is a normal move you play. I'm a bit blind today. I didn't even see this possibility, which is crazy because obviously my rook on f1, it's a main possibility. I'm forced now to sack the exchange, which I didn't really want to do, I must admit, because my position seemed pretty okay without doing this, and it's not really a sack, it's more of a loss. So disappointing played today. Okay, now let's see if we can turn it around. That was silly. I should have gone c4. I was talking too much about the bloody birds, not concentrating on the birds. And if I'd have played, I mean, I had quite a nice position because my opponent's double pawns, but didn't find the right way through. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to put the knight somewhere like this. I'm not sure how stable it is here, but my other knight might have c4, even though black can always swap that off with knight b6. So clearly don't have enough for the exchange here. This check, I don't think achieves a great deal. The only thing I can think of is bring the knight here, and then the knight comes in here. So my opponent steps out of the way. Now that does open things up to this move, but I don't fully believe that at the moment. So we're going to have to just set this one up. Now, this move, he gets the e5 square. Don't really like that one either. g4, I might have to play it with the idea of queen g2, but it doesn't really do much. The big threat here is this, so he's got to bring his king back. Now, maybe I should just repeat because I mean, this is quite weak. Okay, we'll play g4. It's It's one of those moves I play and I don't just really believe it, because I just feel like my king's going to be quite weak in this situation. But I want queen g2 to try and get a pawn for my troubles. Don't really believe this move though at all. This one, you can always go g5 as well. So yeah, it's not really a... I mean, maybe I should just come back here and see what my opponent's doing, but it's quite hard to play like that. Making him think at least. So he's played a good move. Now this is at least an idea, but even it kind of stops rook here because of the pawn. But I'm not really threatened to take this because I think queen e7, which he plays now. So he probably wants c4 himself. Okay, let's just see if we can... His knight. Am I kicking his knight to a good square? Quite possibly, but my knight at least finds somewhere a little bit better. My knight here, atrocious. So again, let's threaten this move and see if we can get the knight around to a better square. So we'll bring it back here. I don't know where it's going next, but maybe it has a better future somewhere else. Okay, now my knight desperately trying to find a way around. Now this one here, is it any good? My queen's a bit out of play. Well, I think we have to try this. Get the queen back in, hoping to get some chances with h4 and the queen maybe dotting in to the square. So h4. And again, this knight, terrible piece here. He immediately sees that he can swap the queens off, which is annoying because I don't want to get the queens off, but his pawn's a little bit weak, so we can at least try and nibble them. This knight though, this is the problem piece. This knight is so bad. How do I ever get this knight into a better square? And now he's just played a good move. Okay, we need to try and bring the knight to somewhere, but this one, it's just atrocious, isn't it? Can't do anything without this worst piece, and it's the worst piece you could ever imagine. This check, I don't think does anything. Have to try and activate my rook then. Have to try and get the rook in. If it wasn't for that knight, some problems here, aren't there? It's gone. It's gone. Nearly gone. Fuck, I'm falling into mate, am I? Can't go there, Simon, can you? Boom! Boom! Oh, that was a real street fight, that one. that was literally a brawl. Bloody hell. I mean, somehow I managed to win that. I mean, oh, God. I mean, yeah, that knight was so bad. I mean, losing the exchange like that, not good. But we had a little bit of compensation because his pawns are so weak. But put on your pipe and smoke it, son. Come on. That's more like it. Can it be a good middle session? I think we're only playing NM. It's NM title Tuesday today, but these NMs are bloody good. And, well, it says I performed 2650 there, but wow, I missed something massive here. Look at this. What did I miss? Okay. So I was a bit short of time, but I'm still trying to find the win here. What did I miss here? So Rook H6 looked okay. It seemed to be winning in the game, so I played that. This one now? Wow, I don't know. Let's have a look. So let's have a look at that position there, right near the end. And obviously, you know, I'm winning in that ending with the 2 extra pawns as long as I keep my cool. But around about here, I'm really struggling. This pawn is... He played very cleverly now. Okay, we're in with the next game. Probably best not to analyse that game too much because it was a little bit shady. And let's see if we can up things a little bit now. We need to win this one in the next 3. Okay, we're not getting any Dutches today. It's all Frenches. And I said, oh, come on. You make me want to be sick, son. What is this? I mean, what is wrong with this gentleman? Can I even call him a gentleman after moves like that? Okay, I'm going to try to castle queenside because he's annoyed me by playing the exchange French, which I shouldn't be annoyed about. I had this at the British Championships, and it was also like... do we check here? I don't know. Let's see. Let's give him a check. And it's not a bad opening, the exchange French, but it's just like there's so many more interesting ways to play. And I am playing quite a risky line here of trying to castle queenside because I just want to get a bit more action. And my opponent now playing quite a brave move. He's given up his structure to also castle queenside. Now I think castling kingside is very risky with the open G file, so I'm gonna stick to my guns and go here because now things have changed a little bit. He's got 2 bishops. He's gonna get the E file. He's got better pieces, but I've got a better pawn structure. So if I can control the pawn structure, then things will be all right. But can I control the pawn structure here? It's got this one coming in. The pieces, I should say, not pawn structure. They're pieces, Simon, aren't they? You should know that. So this is my one issue now. It's kind of come in here. Do I go here? But then... Okay, I'm going to move the knight, but I'm a little bit worried about this move because my king could get stuck in a nasty situation. Obviously, I'd love to exchange queens. Okay, he's played it, of course. And it's a little bit uncomfortable with his double rooks coming in. A little bit uncomfortable, this. Has he got this move? Nearly. And bishop here. King d7. I could also take this way, thankfully, but scary stuff. Rook here. Don't like this. I'm really, really on the back foot here. Knight here. Queen here. Some discovered check. His rooks are just too strong. Fucking hell. This is not nice at all. So this move I don't like. I'm just too tied up. He might have bishop here anyway. It feels like something nasty should happen. How am I going to slow? His queen is tying me down. Wouldn't be surprised if there's some tactic here. This looks like a very good move. But my knight maybe wants to come this way anyway. Because c7 at least attacks the rook. just got to try to survive this position. But can he take here and go check? That wins, doesn't it? Yeah, rook takes here. And I'm resigning. Takes, check. Can't go king here because the queen... the only hope I've got is rook here, but it's... Why is he's moving very slowly when his moves are so obvious? This one even better. Takes, check here, comes in here. Wow, that went horribly wrong, didn't it? Horribly wrong. Fuck's sake. And yeah, annoying game there. We'll have a little look, because I got myself in a real... My opponent played far too well there. I'm not being funny, but he played a perfect game there. Absolutely perfect. If there ever was... I mean, I don't like accusing people because he probably just played a very good game, but some of his moves would he literally perfect. Everything he did was perfect in that game. And the decision to double the pawns, really, that is a... I don't know many people who make that decision. This decision earlier on is a really, odd decision, this queen d2. I mean, how many players would double their pawns? It's a genius move, clearly. Genius move, because even though, like I say, you got the pawn structure, it does turn out that I've got to defend very carefully here. Maybe I have to try and put the knight on e7 as the computer's saying, but to find these moves you have to be a computer, which I'm not. And knight d7 and castles seemed okay, but this is another brilliant move, right? Because he starts tying me up. So he basically played a perfect game there. What can you do? And I think he'd have beaten nearly anyone in this event playing like that. So I should bring the knight out, and after here it's very uncomfortable. So we can still get 8.5. We've got to look on the positive. As unlikely as that is, let's just try to win the next 2 games first, right? And the reason I didn't go here is because I thought I needed to keep my queen on my bishop, but I should go here to stop his rook coming in. And the way he played it, his moves, to be fair, they're quite natural. They're quite natural. And I think I probably just lost it because there's too much pressure. His rooks are strong, his bishop's strong. Already my position is crumbling. And this a4 is another great move, right? Because otherwise, yeah, I can get the queen to a better square. I can defend with my rook. So a4, fantastic move. And this is the losing move because he has this tactic. He has other tactics as well. All I need is one more move to consolidate, but I never get a chance to play that. So there you go. Great game for my opponent. And we need to start playing better. I mean, the exchange French is tricky. I try to make it too interesting. The way to play it against the exchange French is just keep it really boring. Just even copy their moves works quite well. I had this at the British Championships. One of my opponents played the exchange French, and I wasn't really willing to risk it in the British Championships because I know if you just play sensible moves in the exchange French, nearly copy their moves, aim to make some exchanges, you're never going to lose. And with the black pieces, it's not stupid to do that. And I did that, and it was a draw. But after that, I was like, I drew too many games in the British Championships, and I was like, yeah, if you're going to do better in this championships, you need to take more risks. And that's when I started taking more risks. And maybe I should have done that earlier on, but it was quite frustrating playing people who play the exchange French to draw. If they're like 2200 and they're underrated, it's very hard to beat them. In the exchange French with black, very, very hard for anyone. You've got to take some risks and maybe make your position worse, but then you can end up losing. So I had the exchange French game, but then it's a bit sad, really. Okay, anyway, that was a bit sad, but we let's just try to play a little bit better now. We'll try. And the next game should be starting soon. So I'll just wait until it does. Okay, we need this game and the next one. So we played most openings. We haven't played the English yet, so let's give the English a go. One of my favourite openings, the English, and we're now going to go, actually, it looks like into a Slav. So we transposed into a Slav, and well, I'm very happy with this because I get my G4 move in, and this is what my last YouTube video was all about. I had this position against Bodhana, the young prodigy, and it's very, very interesting. It's long-term compensation. You've got good development. You've got a bit of pressure. And I had this against Bodhana. My opponent, Anastasia, following Bodhana's game, was still following Bodhana's game. Bodhana played bishop b4 here. And the improvement is e4 in that position. This move, much more likely, much more common. And now I was analysing this during my game against Bodhana, and I was thinking, can I get some attack going? But I need to try and work out a way of playing h5 and not allowing knight takes here. So this is the key thing. And my opponent grabs another pawn, so I don't mind, you know, once you're one pawn down, who cares? You might as well be more than one pawn down. Can I now stop the castling by putting my bishop there? That would be an interesting thing. And if the knight moves e4, should we try it? Don't know if that's the right idea. And if bishop here, well, I can always come back, but maybe I'll have some better move. And the idea is to maybe play e5, h5, this kind of stuff. But I want to obviously keep my opponent's king trapped there. Okay, so now this is what I'm trying to do. And after knight here, maybe knight e4. It looks like an okay square for my knight. But I'm still a long way from opening up my opponent's position. But let's keep the knights on the board. So we use this one because I might be able to, if only I could put two pieces on the same square. And now how do I open things up? Well, I guess h5 is only a useful move because I might be able to sacrifice there at some point. But I can't see any other obvious way. So this is what my opponent's trying to play. But then my bishop comes back here, and I still keep that lock and key. Now, do I also have any sacrifices on this square? No, I think this is always going to help me. Even if I sacrifice on f7 later on, I need to be able to take here. And some ideas are now coming up with a double sacrifice on g6. So my opponent trying to get the queen over here, but that's going to run into a knight move. Okay, so do we put the knight there now? Why not? Very interesting position, this. Or do I go here and allow it? Okay, let's put the knight here. And maybe my other knight can come round there to this square. Really complex. But I'm trying also to open up there. So maybe I'm now threatening. Takes. Oh, we got to do it. We got to do it. We got to do a mass. If we get a chance. Maybe we don't. Maybe my opponent doesn't take back. Pawn takes, rook takes, plays a move. Maybe this is even stronger. Going for more aggressive route in. Okay, but I have to play this, right? I have to play this move. I don't think my opponent can take. Because my queen flies into the action. And next move, I want to bring my knight in for a piece of the pie. Maybe queen b8 here. Trying to get this pawn. Still very unclear. Queen b8 must be the best move here. And then knight e5. Queen takes here. Can I take there? It's cowboy stuff, isn't it? And it's a pity I can't go rook here. This bishop's in the way. Can I do... No, this bishop. Can I take there and just bring the rook here? Maybe. That is mental. Takes and bring the rook here. I don't really believe it. And if knight here takes... Okay, let's play it more sensible. Let's just bring this knight in. Look at the knights. They give me a headache here. And let's not lose that rook. So I'm still 2 pawns down. And my opponent can shortly castle. Defending very well at the moment. Now, rook takes and queen here would be good, but then my opponent castles. I could bring the rook. I don't really want my opponent castling. So here. Then knight takes here. Can I do that? Let's try. This stops my opponent castling, but I probably have to sacrifice this knight. Okay, my opponent goes the other way, so I do now have knight here, but then queen f6. Crazy. Queen over here. Okay, let's bring this one in, because my opponent can't castle still. Now, knight here is more of a threat now, so my opponent gets out of the way. But do I have takes and knight, the other knight to d6? Running out of time here. There's a check. My king steps away. Check here, swapping queens off. And how's that? Well, I've got knight d6 checkmate in some positions. Crazy. So check. And if there's another check here, takes, knight d6. Boom. This one, I'm going to take. And if queen takes, knight d6. Otherwise, queen g8. So my opponent comes here. Great move. Threatening my rook. So I have to... This is a good move in response. Still got knight d6. Now... Bishop here to stop the queens coming off. If takes, rook g8, so she doesn't have queen f5 check. And now, well, my opponent obviously losing the queen here. Let's just try to think the best way of winning this one now. And there we go. Whoa! Put out your pipe and smoke it, son. Oh, what a game that was. Bloody hell, that was intense. I haven't heard of my opponent. I don't, again, probably a very talented player. And yeah, that was fun. That was more the way to play chess. Come on. Attack, 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 attack. And I don't know what the game review will be. I mean, was that a good attacking game, or was it a little bit dodgy? Oh my god, the computer thinks I'm a patzer. And this is where the computer, you don't listen to it, because I think that was a really good game. I would say the computer has not a foggiest bloody clue. And it's never going to give you a fair assessment in such a complex position, right? Because there's so many tactics going on, which maybe the computer doesn't even understand. For a start, it's going to say that you're an idiot for playing this move. But this is a frigging piece of genius. I bet you in 20 years' time, when computers have solved chess, this move will be up there, rocking the house. Probably not, but you know, it's a nice idea. And let's see how it went. So this, I've had all this before. H4 must be okay, and now this is all okay. Now this looks good. So already now the computer thinks I'm a little bit, well, it thinks I'm equal. So that's good shit. And I start to use these knights. These knights causing a lot of trouble. And now I'm getting ready for some big action here. What did I miss anything easier? Well, King B1 is a bit too clever. This seems all right. And now knight G5. I did think of that move, didn't I? To just explode the position on F7. But who can resist sacrificing with here now? But you've got to follow your instinct. And the instinct was correct. Sacrifice on F7 is much better, because then my opponent can't castle. But this was a lot of fun. Now, if my opponent takes it, I don't think it can survive. Let's just have a look. I don't feel it can survive. I got bishop h3. What kind of move of a lunatic is that? Knight g5 is the one I was going to play, and we're coming in there. We're rook down, but we're slaughtering the king. And this was a good move, I agree. And now we played okay. Here, here, here. And now I kind of really like this move because it gives my opponent a chance to go wrong. And had I played another move, well, my opponent's going to get a little bit out of trouble there. Yes, I can win the pawn when that happens, but I'm not in this to win a pawn. So this stops my opponent castling. And now we're in again. And look at this move. Bang! Have it. And the point now is that if my opponent swaps queens, which is normally a very good idea, I take, and after this one, that is checkmate. And you will not see a checkmate like that very often. What a beautiful checkmate. So, I think my opponent is busted here. So the computer's talking absolute shite. Now, bishop e2. Okay, but this is also winning, as we can see. And I like this move. This is even better. Look, oh, look at this. It's the best move. And it doesn't even give me a double exclamation mark. What a beautiful move this is. You're giving a piece up to stop any check, because if I go rook g7 straight away, my opponent can fight on with this move. It's check. So I'm happy with that game. That's kind of made my Tuesdays. Now, what haven't we played yet? We haven't played e4. Let's go for e4. Now, this is a big game. If we can win this game, we're going into the last end game of this tournament, the last section of this tournament with a very good score. So I'm going to play the British Grand Prix. And this is a tricky little opening. There's not much theory on it. And it's like a reverse Dutch, where we get this nice structure. Now, we probably should force that knight away. I can't remember how you're supposed to play this. Surprise, surprise. But I'm just going to play normal moves. And we're hoping that knight is a little bit stupid on d7. But my opponent will probably play it like a French and try to break with f6. So it seems quite logical so far, this position. If I go here, b5, so I probably should bring it back here. And my opponent's played what looks to me like a good system against this, because my opponent's got some space, ready to break, and not allowing me to get a pawn chain. So fairly even structure so far. And my aim is to take here. I don't know if I'm threatening to take that one. Probably not, because there's a knight e5 at the end, and then queen takes d4, as well as some pinning here. The move I'm most concerned about is f6. And if f6 is played, we're going to have to probably... Okay, my opponent, of course, plays it. I might as well take here once. And now... Takes, not working. This is a good move. I have to take, don't I? I've got no choice in the matter. No other option. And now my opponent's pieces become a little bit freer. Okay, now that looks like a good square for knight, but do I come this way? Okay, let's try. Interesting move. Trying to put the knight on e4 and maybe getting my bishop some luft. Now, is the knight on c2 a good square? I'm not even convinced I put my knight in a very good square, I must admit. But, okay, I'm going to put the knight here. We can leave the bishop for now, but at least it does cover a big weakness, the e3 square. And now my queen feels like it should come over to the king side. Okay, let's do it. Let's bring the queen over. Maybe bishop d2 is a necessary move, but... Do I even play g4, g4? Well, I don't know. Those moves I just don't trust. Get the queen to g3, where you might be lining up something. My opponent just playing very sensibly here. Okay, let's get the queen to g3. Now, does the knight come this way? Probably want to play bishop d2 next. Is there a knight e3 I have to worry about? Not yet. Any threats I've got? No. I haven't got any threats. I'm trying to build up some kind of position to attack. Rook here, I've got knight d6. It's a little bit annoying for my opponent. I think I'm just going to play normal moves. So my opponent's trying to get his bishop around. That's a bit weak, but I can't do much about it. Or can I? Let's put the bishop here. Bishop's not doing anything anyway, so we might as well improve it. Maybe we can add some flame to the fire by bringing the queen over. I do like the idea of getting my knight around, but there's a knight here. Now, do we now just go rook here and line up against that weakness? I think we should. The rook on f1 looked good, but I didn't see exactly what it's doing. Now, my opponent ignores everything, but it was... Oh, shit. I didn't even mean to take there. I was going to point out he had bishop there, which I missed. We both missed that move, surely. God, that was terrible. And now... Oh, okay. I mean, I'd love to double up, but it seems very slow what I'm doing here. I literally... that was just a mouse slip. If he goes rook f8, I can go rook e2, can I? Okay, he's coming for this pawn, but that one's dropping. So I think we can double. Because he can't take here yet, because this is big. If he goes bishop here, that looks a sensible move. Takes, takes. Rook comes over, everything comes off. I take there. Okay, let's do that. And now he's getting ready to take this one. The knight comes around this way. That was a bit slack of me. Shouldn't have allowed that. You can't give these players any chances. They just grasp them straight away. And I've allowed him this chance. It's not the end of the world because I've still got this annoying pressure here. Which I think takes. Rook f1. Bang. Shit, I lose. If I play that, I lose to this tactic. Fuck. Hello, Charlie. I can hear you. Okay. Oh, no. He's got rook here now, does he? Then I take there, surely. So I'm trying to get my knight into some better squares. I just forgot I couldn't take here. Takes, queen takes, rook f1 check, rook takes, queen. I lose my queen. So we're just trying to get our queen around. It's not over yet. His time is very short, as you can see. So brings his pawn up. In we go. We've got to bring it in quickly. Keep the pressure up on the clock. Takes here again. Is it the same tactic? Takes. Take. Oh, man. Can't even count, can I? Don't know about that one, but at least I cover this square as well. It's a difficult position, this. Difficult. Any threats? Probably. I'm going to try and activate the queen. But I might just be weakening myself here. Let's stop his knight coming to b5. Don't want to draw, but what else do we do? Should take the draw, shouldn't we? Fuck, I'm going to get done here. Very risky play from me, clearly. Shit, fuck. He could have won there. Come on! Come on! Get in there, son! Oh, fortune favoured the brave, and we're in a good position with 3 rounds to go. Can we get to 8.5? I'm going to go and sort the cat out, but don't go anywhere because the action will start again very soon. Okay, so there is a possibility of winning last 3 games. Another bloody French. I'm going to have to do it. I said I'm going to do the French today. Don't do the exchange. If I win the last 3, I'm going to get the biggest score I've ever got. But we're playing someone good. And we're playing this very sharp line. Wish I could remember it. God. And I believe you do this. This used to be the old main line. I think there was a Morozevich game, but maybe this is not very good. And now you take here and you try to get your king over here. Actually, Nigel Short played this as black moons ago. Moons and moons and suns and times and times. And I'm just going to try to get castled. Now, c4 may well be possible. I don't know who should be opening up who. But let's do this. And then I believe there's some knight g8 and f6 idea. That looks mental here, doesn't it? Okay. I don't know. I think I seem to recall this as an idea, and f6 to open up the position, and all hell comes out. But then maybe c4. Who knows? Let's play it. It's interesting. My king, it's in a slightly dodgy position. My opponent's king is also in the middle, so we want to open up proceedings. This looked like the best move, and things will now open up to someone's benefit. And again, I'm just doing this because checkmate ends the fucking game, my son. Oh yeah, baby. And we might have to put that song on if we win this one. The brilliant song by the one and only Jess Fox. I like my position. I see it seems to work well. I've opened up the structure. We're ready to have some fun. Okay, let's just take the center. Now, this is my opponent has played it in a way where I can't attack as much, but I get more of a positional advantage. So now he's trying for some tactics. So I could come here and then g4. Is there any other way to stop this rather frustrating idea? Okay, maybe this is all right, because if his knight comes in here, I have this move. Now knight here, he takes. If I go knight here first, I could also take this one. Knight here, knight d4. He takes, and then he takes a rook, and it's just balmy. Let's do it. Develop. I have to develop. Let's develop a knight, because this one is a counter attack against this possibility, which I'm going to play, because it seems to me like piece development is the most important thing in this position, and this move is what I'm relying on next. Don't want to push this because I give the dart squares up. This is good. This is a good square. We don't want to give up the dart squares and allow him some exchange of queens. If I get one more move, I put a rook on f8, so he has to go for this. Now, maybe there's other options, but it is... Oh, fucking hell. Okay, now, again, maybe there's other options, but let's do this quickly. Now, if he goes bishop f4, I take this one. And if he castles queenside, I can still take this one. But whose king is weaker? So he's going for this move. Now, he can still castle. Check here. Starts to get quite dull then. Rook here. But then I'm putting myself in a pin, aren't I? Or do I just take this pawn? But the dart squares, there's something a little bit funny. Takes with the pawn. Check. Okay, let's... Then his king... Is rook e8 even possible? Not sure. I'm not sure if it's playable or not, but it's a bit late now. Because he can now castle, and I've given him... Maybe... He takes with check, I take with check. Now, I wanted to play this, but I realised that is check. But I can take here and come in here, where he probably has to play g3. What's the pawn situation anyway? I don't know. G3. And if I check, he comes here. My knight's in a shit square. So G3. My knight moves, then he checks here, checks here. Looks like this... Okay, I can also take the bishop. So it looks like G6 would be the best square. Maybe there's other options. But G3 is the move that you first of all analyse in this position. Okay, he's come with a check. Careful. Because he comes here. So I have to go here. I didn't see this move. It's a scary looking move. Because my king doesn't want to be moving in this manner, that's for sure. What is the pawn thing? I'm just wondering, can I go into an ending? I don't even know. Can't count. But now he can't go G3, so he can go here, but I'm going to just take this rook. Check. Okay, so I'm going to go, have to go here, no option. Is this really possible? If it is, it's genius. Check here. It comes here. Check here. Have to take here. Have to go here. And my king is exposed. Is there any way to avoid a draw here? Playing it very risky, tempting him to play on. Fuck, maybe I shouldn't have tempted him so much. Oh, he just takes it. Fuck, fuck. Ah. Yeah, I should have just played it much more sensible than this. It's not the way to do it, Simon. Bollocks. Bollocks. We play on for spite. Still for... Oh, last chance. Okay. Bollocks! Ah, that puts an end to the set 8.5 dream. Very interesting game. And he comes out on top. Oh dear. So we need 2 out of 2 now. Try to get to 7.5. Must be doing well at some point in that frenzied position. But he calculated better than me. So there was a chance. It seemed one chance. And it was here. Just this is where I was short of time. And after check, I picked the worst square. I assumed this is just a draw, but that's why I didn't play it. I assumed here check. Here, 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 here. I assumed it was a draw. So is there somewhere I can win? King D6. Is that? I think king comes here. Fuck. That's winning easily. Oh no. Ah. Oh, yeah, it's just that lack of time. And in such a complicated position, this is where, you know, I'm not as strong as the top grandma. I need a bit more time. I'm a grandfather now. I'm not really a grandfather, actually, or even a father, but, you know, I feel like a grandfather. And this is where I thought I was doing well here. But maybe I'm not. What a wild position. And actually, he fucks it up a little bit here. Because he can take and go here. Which I didn't realise. He's played a brilliant idea. But the way he played it, I've totally forgot about the C5 square. I was looking for ways to avoid the draw. And if you look at the computer assessment, if I go nearly anywhere, it's a draw. Because he just, you know, he has a lot of material down. But if I go here, which is blatantly obvious now, it's winning. Fuck it. Because my king... Oh, here we go. We're playing Roberto, who we played last week. And now we're going to play the Reti. Keep those Reti people happy. We haven't played a Reti yet. And let's give it a go. and see if we can recover from that last loss. So this is part of my chessboard Reti course, you'll be happy to know. And I should have played that Slav line. It's much more fun than this, isn't it? Much more fun. Okay, now we just played this, the modern Reti. Okay, we will try to... Should we win that bishop now? Let's do it. The Reti is a really good opening. The reason I don't play it as much is because I don't understand it as much as I should do. So what I mean by that is some of the other openings I play, I've played a lot more often. And the Reti is really... I think I was talking about this earlier. There's some openings which are very easy to play, some openings which are very hard to play. And the Reti is a hard opening to play. You know, it's very complex, very dynamic, very tactical. You know, there's many different positions. It's a brilliant opening. And if you're serious about chess, you know, the modern Reti is, you know, go to chessboard. We've done a course on it with Richard Palisade. It's a really good opening to learn, but it's something I need to put some more serious work into, especially with my now failing ass memory. Okay, now I'm gonna swap the queens off because I feel like an old man sometimes, so I'm gonna play like an old man. And I mean, the position is probably fairly even. I don't know if my bishop gives me anything. This is my one hope. I wanted to play a5, so Roberto played a good move there. Now if the knight comes in, he makes some nice exchanges. Maybe we put the rook here first, I don't know. Not particularly fascinating position, but I was wondering about this one. I don't know if it's good or bad. It's hard to say. Because it weakens some squares as well. But he wants to take and put a rook here and attack that one, right? This square. Take here. Where do I put my knight now, guys? Here, he has to take it. I'll take with a... Okay, I don't know. It's really weird. Okay, let's put it... not sure about that one, but okay. I think I want to get rid of this knight and play f4. This is what I'm considering here. Okay, so he's gone for some little cheeky ass tactics there. And yeah, my rook c1 was kind of a nothing move, which shouldn't really have played, but it's a lazy move. But I still think it's alright if I get f4. This kind of, I don't know, I mean, f5 in a long play game, I'd be very happy to see it, because it seems to be quite weakening to me. He can't control e5 anymore. He's weakened a lot of squares, but he's got to rely on some tactical justification, which he might well just be doing now with his rook coming in. Because rook here is a tough move to deal with. Here, rook comes in. Bishop f3 and knight e4, but so he's got rook takes f2 and knight check here as well. So rook, okay, bishop here, I stop a check, so that's very useful. So this is where the bishop should be. So again, positionally, I think it's okay, but tactically maybe not. Knight f6, his pieces are getting very active. Yeah. It's got this bloody check as well. Don't really want to allow these things to come in, but what do I do? Rook here, he takes, he checks, he takes here. It's a pawn. Yeah, his position is better than I thought it was. Which is a fucker, isn't it? Oh, is that winning a piece? Something... Oh, then my bishop's trapped as well. Actually, tactically, this is like a bit of a shambles, yeah? Very tricky to play. That can't be right. Oh, I think this is just winning a piece, yeah? Fuck, he found it. Yeah. Yeah, okay, his knights were too strong in this game. And he got his revenge from my win last week. Bad end to the tournament. We'll try. I think he's going to be mating me here as well with this one. Coming in with a check, but what can we do? My position was failing me terribly. Again, another. This is why this is why I'm not playing the Reti as much, because I got really. I think it's a great opening, but I honestly don't understand these middle game positions as much as I need to. I need to spend some serious time. Am I getting mated here? Most probably. I need to spend some... Oh, it's nice. I'll let him mate me, shall I? Go on. Just for the crack. Bastard. Yeah, so that's why I avoid the Reti, because, you know, so when you learn a new opening, it takes you like a long time to master it, and I just haven't mastered a lot of the positions in the Reti. I'm much more happier. You know, if you compare this opening, which ended up in the Slav, right? My opponent plays the Slav. If you compare it to the other game I had, where I'm much more comfortable. I'm much more comfortable when I'm playing these kind of G4 ideas. We could have got this kind of thing, and I'd have been much happier in this. So again, it's more like playing into positions where, especially in blitz, in long play, I want to play the Reti more. But in blitz, I need to have more time to just work out the right plans, because I'm very good in lots of different positions that I've got experience in. But the Reti, still not a master in it, even though I think it's one of the better openings to play. So I'm gonna have to do a bit of work. Let's hope there's not too long until the last round, because 5.5. Come on, we're trying to have a bit of fun the last round, but not if they're gonna take ages to get the game going, because I can't be fucked now. I honestly can't. You know, the mojo has well and truly gone. It ain't going to be rising for a while. It's hot in the room, and the cat wants to have a walk. So, you know, let's see. Oh, okay, any games going on? No. Yes, there are. Okay, we can watch Magnus Carlsen. That's something. Magnus Carlsen. There you go. Isn't he good? Yes, he is. He's very good. And still a lot of games going on. Okay, we'll give it a quick pause. Wait for the last round. I might as well finish the tournament now. Oh dear. Let's have some fun in that last game now. No more bloody Frenches. That's for sure. We're going to be throwing out some bullshit on the board. We'll be covering the board with poo. It's going to be like a pigeon has had a vindaloo, which is an Indian if you're not from England, and 10 beers, and is flying around, letting out all that hot curry sauce on the nearest targets available. That's what we're going to do to our opponent in the next game. We're going to be throwing the curry poo all over the board. The curry poo attack is coming. It's coming. Curry poo attack on the board. So we got the final round, and we're playing Trisha, who is a brilliant player. She won the British Rapid Play Championships, not the women's section, but she won it equally with Danny Gormali, and Danny managed to win the thing. So she was equal British champion. But is she ready for the... I don't know what I'm playing here. I'm going to make it up as I go. I really want a saxophone. Is she ready for the Mad Pigeon Curry Poo Specialato over the board attack, which I don't know. I'm just playing random moves now. So this is tough, right? And let's bring it back here. And this is not actually that exciting at the moment, I have to say. Excuse me. I'm just trying to get I don't know why I didn't play the Dutch, because one title Tuesday without a Dutch, you put odds on that, it's about 400 to 1. So it's quite nice to mix it up a little bit. But we have kind of got a Dutch now, so it's kind of a little bit cheating, really. And you should know the plan now. And the pigeon is going to poke its head over there. It's going to throw some poo on h3, and then it's going to come through to h2. Kaplonking on h2. This is where we're trying to checkmate, but I do have some rather moist and weakened dart squares, so this kind of idea a little bit worrying, and Trisha's trying to work in the middle, and I think I have to keep it close, so my plan's going to change now, because I don't want that dart square bishop coming too much life, which is going to do, it's going to poke out here, but at least in response I have managed to gather up some kind of strong center. But yeah, what a talent Trisha is. She plays at Island, but she's a really good blitz player, as is her brother, another very strong Irish player, and there's so many youngsters now who are ready to just embarrass us old folk at the chessboard, and it's a struggle to keep above them, to be honest. I mean, they're very talented, very good, very tactically aware, but sod that, we're going to go for checkmate. So in we go, boys. Let's land a poo on h2 is the plan. The pigeon will land. The curry, the vindaloo is coming. Okay, so she's trying to get some space over here, but is my knight also has a pretty juicy square there. You don't always have to play. I mean, I love playing for checkmate, but sometimes you've got to just calm it down. And now let's develop the last piece. I want to bring this over soon, but I do have possibilities of playing on the queen side where I'm quite strong. I love my center. I've got a nice position here. Only I can fluff up such a beautiful position. And bishop a3, still a bit annoying. I have to put the rook there, and I kind of want the rook over here. Bishop a3, can I just sack the rook and just say, you know, let's just go. This is the target. So here, she's going to go h3, but then my knight can come back. So she's covering this square now, and she wants to go here. Now, the sensible thing to do is to play like rook c8, bishop d2, knight here, takes, win on the queen side. Do we do that, or can we? I don't know if we can. Oh, I think we're going to have to do that first. There's no point playing crap moves for the sake of playing crap moves. I mean, that is not very clever. This is such a boring game. I was getting all excited about trying to create something on the board, and okay, come on, let's make it more interesting somehow. Do that first, and now we're going to just. Oh, she stopped me doing it. Good move. So do we push Harry? Do we push Gary? Do we push Harry and Gary? Do we push what? Let's push Gary. Come on. Now, again, the sensible way to play this would be doing something like over on the queen side, but I haven't done that because I'm not very sensible. And the sensible thing here is to go here. But again, I'm not very sensible. Or g4. I just want to checkmate. And, okay, I'll play here. We're allowing the bishop in. And this is far too positional, isn't it? Far too positional. I'm sorry, but let's just try to get over 50%. So I've gone from giving up my idea of attacking to playing like the old man I am. Swap all the pieces off, try to grind it out in the ending with my space advantage and the advantage of the knight over the bishop. Is that what they say in the Russian school of chess? I'm sure it is. The knight, not very good Russian accent. The knight dominates the bishop. Still a terrible Russian accent. I can't do a Russian accent. The knight. This is German now. It's going the wrong way. Okay, so she's playing very clever now. Right now this. Okay, so is this ever going to be? Okay, let's go there and let's try and nibble. But I don't know if I'm better here. I mean, okay, yes, yes, I know you're a good player. You don't need to keep playing good moves. It's not really what I wanted, is it? And what do we do? Do we play bishop here to get ready, but then her bishop comes round? Do I maneuver my bishop around? A bit worried about the rook coming in, but okay, I need to get my bishop in, so we'll have to try coming this way. But this was a great move, bishop c5, provoking b6, because now this a5 move, which she cleverly plays, is flipping annoying. And she's going to get good counterplay with her rook and bishop here. I'm just trying to activate my pieces and create some chances against their king. So I'm hoping I won't get checkmated with the king here, but I've seen that happen before. Okay, don't get checkmated with a rook e7. Don't do it, Simon. So if the bishop comes here, just don't fall for rook e7. Okay, so we have to go here, because otherwise rook e7 is embarrassing. Now, let's just give that a little kick. She's not threatening a check because I've got it covered. And I'm going to get greedy, because greed is certainly not my second name. But let's give a check, because Patsa sees one. And hello, Charlie. You've picked your timing well, sir. It is indeed. Oh, God. Oh, Charlie. Don't blame it on the cat. Don't blame your crappy play on the cat, Simon. Oh, fuck a duck. Not easy, eh? Not easy at all. This is a shit move, but I'm trying to play for a win. There we go. My shit move meets an even worse move. Okay, I can hear the cat. Thank you very much. You know what to do. Throw a like, throw a subscribe. You know, it was an average title Tuesday. There were some highs, there were some lows. That's what you get on this channel, boys and gals. If you don't like highs and you don't like lows, then go and see another channel. Cheers, goodbye, God bless.